Imagine a moment when the world you have always known begins to fade. Everything feels the same, yet somehow it isn't. The places, the people, the routines, they all start to feel distant, like echoes of a life you no longer belong to. You can't explain it, but deep inside, something is changing. It's not confusion, it's awakening. A quiet, sacred energy rising within you, breaking through the layers of who you thought you were. You feel it in your heart, in the silence between your breaths, in the way your thoughts begin to shift. You are not the same person you were yesterday, and deep down, you know you can never go back. This is the beginning of your spiritual awakening, the moment when your soul decides it's time to remember who you truly are. It's both beautiful and terrifying. It shakes you, breaks you, and rebuilds you all at once. You start to see through the illusions, the false identities, and the beliefs that were never really yours. You realize how much of your life has been spent trying to fit into a world that never understood your spirit. And as this realization grows stronger, you begin to let go. The first thing that fades is your need for approval. For so long, you have lived for the opinions of others, shaping yourself to be liked, to be accepted, to be seen. You have worn masks to please people, posted smiles to earn validation, and hidden your pain to seem perfect. But as your awakening deepens, you begin to see the emptiness of that chase. You realize that no amount of approval can fill what is missing inside. Every like fades, every compliment disappears, and every judgment says more about them than about you. Slowly, you stop chasing acceptance. You stop waiting for someone else to tell you that you matter. You start to understand that you were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out. You were meant to shine in your own light. In that moment, you feel a new kind of freedom, a peace that comes from knowing your value does not depend on anyone's opinion. It comes from within, and once you feel it, no one can take it away. Then comes the release of your attachment to material things. The world has taught you to measure your worth by what you own, your clothes, your car, your home, your money. But when your soul begins to awaken, these illusions lose their power. You start to see that the more you chase after possessions, the emptier you feel. You understand that what you truly crave cannot be bought. It can only be felt. It's in the quiet moments of gratitude, in the peace that fills your heart when you sit in nature, in the love you feel when you give without expecting anything back. Slowly, you let go of the need to impress. You clear your space, you simplify your life, and you stop measuring success by what you have. Instead, you start measuring it by what you feel, peace, alignment, truth. And as you let go of what you don't need, you create space for what truly matters. Before we move further, take a breath. Feel this moment. If this journey feels familiar, if something inside you is shifting, you are not alone. There are many souls awakening right now, remembering their true power and purpose. If you're ready to go deeper, join this community. Subscribe to this channel, turn on the bell, and share your experience in the comments. Let's walk this path together as one soul tribe, supporting each other as we rise toward our highest selves. You're not just watching a video. You're answering a call from your own soul. As you continue to awaken, another thing begins to fade, the need for control. For years, you've tried to plan everything, to force life into your design. You have worried, resisted, and fought to make things go your way. But deep down, you've always known that control is an illusion. You can't control the timing of your blessings or the people who enter and leave your life. The more you try, the more life pushes back. When your spirit awakens, you begin to trust the flow. You realize that everything is happening exactly as it should, even when it doesn't make sense. You stop fighting against the current and start flowing with it. You set your intentions, you take action, and then you surrender. You trust the process. You trust the timing. You trust that what is meant for you will always find its way. And in that surrender, you find peace. You understand that letting go isn't weakness. It's power. It's faith in motion. You no longer need to control life because now you trust life. Then comes the part that hurts. You realize that not everyone can come with you. As you grow, the vibration of your relationships begins to shift. Some people will no longer feel aligned with you. You'll notice the ones who drain your energy, who pull you back into old habits, who don't celebrate your growth. It's painful to let them go, but sometimes love means release. You'll feel guilt, you'll question yourself, but you'll know deep down that it's necessary. Because every time you hold on to what is toxic, you block what is meant for you. So you begin to let go. You stop trying to fix people who don't want to change. You stop shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. You stop watering dead plants. And in that empty space, something beautiful begins. You attract new souls who see your light, who understand your energy, who support your journey. These relationships feel real. They don't drain you, they inspire you. They don't compete with you, they grow with you. And you finally understand what connection truly means. As your awakening deepens, you stop betraying yourself just to belong. You quit compromising your true self to fit in. For too long, you have played small to please others, to avoid judgment, to keep the peace. You have hidden your truth because you were afraid of not being accepted. But your soul cannot breathe when you pretend to be someone else. The more you awaken, the louder your inner voice becomes. It tells you to speak, to live honestly, to honor what is real inside you. And when you finally listen, everything changes. You stop apologizing for who you are. You stop pretending to be less. You begin to stand in your power, not with pride, but with peace. You realize that being real is the greatest form of freedom. The more you become your true self, the more your life aligns with your purpose. You start to attract the right people, the right opportunities, the right energy. For the first time, you feel like yourself, and it feels like home. And finally, you begin to release the fear of death. You stop seeing it as the end and start seeing it as a doorway. You begin to understand that you're not your body. You are not your name, your story, or your past. You are the awareness behind it all, the soul that observes, that continues, that never dies. Death no longer feels frightening. It feels natural. You realize that your true essence is eternal, and that changes everything. You stop living in fear and start living in love. You appreciate each moment, each breath, each sunrise. You stop rushing and start noticing. You start feeling life instead of just surviving it. Because when you stop fearing death, you finally start living fully. As your awakening continues, you will notice that all these 6 things, the need for approval, material attachments, control, toxic connections, self-compromise, and fear of death, are connected. They are the walls that kept you small, afraid, and disconnected from your soul. And as each one falls away, you feel lighter, freer, more alive. You discover a peace that cannot be shaken, a freedom that cannot be taken, and a love that has always been inside you, waiting to be remembered. This is your rebirth. The moment you stop pretending and start becoming. The moment you stop searching outside and finally come home to yourself. So take this as a sign. The changes, the endings, the discomfort, they're not random. They are your transformation. You are not falling apart. You are falling into alignment. You are not losing yourself. You are remembering who you are. Trust it. Feel it. Embrace it. Because your awakening is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your truth. If this message touched your heart, give it a like, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to this channel. Together, we will continue this journey of growth, healing, and awakening. You are not alone. You are loved. You are awakening. And the universe is smiling because you finally remembered who you are.